This is the LEGO Raiders of the Lost Ark playset representation in Escape from the Lost Tomb. This is only $10 more than the car and plane set, and I only paid 65 NZD. That is terrific value. I cannot stress enough how amazing these sets are for those prices. Your overview here is you get the temple that holds the Ark of the Covenant from Raiders of the Lost Ark. 4 minifigures are included, and this is a direct remake of a 2008 set. Sallah is the new exclusive figure for the line, a game-changing figure as well because this is the only minifigure here from this wave that was never released in the original 2008 lines. But Sallah will be appearing in 3 movies total, so it is fitting that a figure is finally made. No fez is included, probably for the best actually. I like his prints, which could easily be used for background characters for a market scene, but he doesn't feature any accessories, and that I am disappointed in. He's frequently depicted in merchandising with including shovels. Marion Ravenwood makes for a great LEGO minifigure with better updated pieces, but I'm not so sure on that overall likeness. I think her headpiece just feels wrong. Karen Allen's freckles are more noticeable than other actors turned minifigures in my opinion. Maybe her hair is overused by now, but I just don't think that this one's very accurate. The figure does shine though in her torso and leg prints because this one accurately depicts her torn dress. Nice touch on LEGO's part. Alternate screaming face is also a good inclusion. An annoyed expression would have been nice as well. Here she's compared to her past self. Those blue eyes are very noticeable, and the lacking dress details as well are much better now in 2023. It's possible that LEGO's just never really nailed a Marion minifigure. The new Indiana Jones figure is really great, but this one is an interesting figure overall compared to the other two. He uses the same headpiece from the plane and car set, so the head is not an exclusive part, and the chest and torso are the same ones from the 18+ diorama set, so those aren't exclusive either. What does make him exclusive? Gloves. In the scene, he's holding ropes, so he wears gloves. He mixes the head and torso parts together from those two sets to make a figure that isn't available in other, and his hands are swapped out so that they are gloves. Now, if I didn't have those other sets, I would probably find this figure a little frustrating if I'm completely honest. You could always swap out the hands if you really want to, so it's not that big of a deal I guess. Compared to his past figure, this is a night and day comparison. I think that these modern designs look great while still keeping in that iconic feel. It is honestly quite a massive build for its price. This is only a few dollars more than Obi-Wan Starfighter that released last year, and it is giant in comparison. One worthy note is that it also features more in the scene than the previous set in 2008 did. You can see that the wall separates those scenes quite nicely. So we'll start off in this main room here, where the builds that stand out the most are the new Anubis statues. They're quite large compared to those 2008 variants. They are the same builds twice, but one of them has a slightly different base, and we'll get into that later. I do actually like these builds that sometimes look a little goofy from certain angles, but they look really good from others as well. The jaw can be moved, and that kind of adds to the weird likeness, but movement from the other areas is prohibited. There are 3 stickers on these, which might be a little tricky for some to line up, but they do look good once it has all been set. Again, it's the same build as one another, so there's no need to inspect the other statue. The base starts with snakes and fire that is placed in the scene rather than just sitting on the ground here. There is a sarcophagus here and another one on the other side. 2 stickers, unfortunately, not a new piece. There are some patterns on top as well of hieroglyphics, and those do continue on stickers on the other side of the shrine here for the Ark. There are some familiar faces here as well. And don't forget that there's a giant wall here behind the statue with some more details. See if you can spot some LEGO references. The wall is quite stable actually and standing because of the Technic part that holds it all in place. This is also because the end of the wall isn't actually connected to the rest of it. Technic parts are used to hold both of these in place individually. You'll see what I mean in a minute. One of the other play features here is the hole in the wall, which is used for the snakes to come through. In the original one, they drop down from the roof, but here it's just one snake from the wall. More screen accurate though. You can probably fit more snakes in there honestly if you wanted to, because only one of them coming through just seems kind of funny to me. The Ark of the Covenant sits on the floor here, but the floor is raised a little. An easy connection, no altar really. The Ark is an okay build this time around. Something about those colors feel a little off to me compared to the first version. Stripping away from those other colors and going all for yellow, the gold here is a little less shiny though, and the sticker detail, I don't know, it feels like it kind of takes away from the design. I am very nostalgic for that original build though, so maybe it's just bias. I mentioned the walls earlier, and it's time to move on to the next segment of the build. The bases for these statues are both different, where you can push this little trigger here and the statue will collapse into the wall. This creates a way for Indy and Marion to escape. Sallah should have already left the area by now. The wall simply sits in place, so you do need to be careful when you move this set, which is a downside of this feature. 100% guarantee this wall will fall down and the statue as you're moving the set. This does lead the characters into the next room, which features a spooky surprise. This is the mummy minifigure, the fourth final hidden figure included. Technically, I guess like Sallah, this figure also wasn't made in the original line, so he is a new character, but he isn't named, hence why I don't really count it. Awesome prints though, could easily be upgraded for a Universal Monsters custom. The mummy acts as a little play feature for scaring Marion, or any of the other figures mind you. His little wall here just moves up like so. Down this tunnel we can see a sticker for the depths, which features some nice webs and eyes peering through. The thing is though, this is it for the side of the build. It's a nice feature, but it's also a weird one at that. It kind of takes away a little, I think. From the wrong angle, this just looks a bit odd. The box shots. It's a tall one. Figures are listed here in the usual spots, and the back of the box features some nice art of the play features, including the mummy carrying the ark and breaking the wall. The instructions are the big booklet, which does not feature any advertisements at all. I really like this set, but in some ways it might be my least favorite of this new wave. I like the wall design a lot, but I miss those parts that connected the walls together in the original. It just made it like a complete set in my eyes. I think the figure selection is good, but each figure can see room for improvement, I think. I like the display of the front of the set, but the mummy feature is a little bit of a waste in my eyes. We could have had a smaller set that was of the tunnel that could just attach onto the set maybe and include Marion and Indy, because I am disappointed that this wave is only 3 sets, so it would have been nicer to just bulk that out a little. They've all sold out at least though already, so hopefully LEGO understands what that signal clearly means. Liking and subscribing helps to support the channel if you enjoyed this video. Take care.